Hello everyone, welcome to today's video leading up to the September 2nd celebration of the International Actuaries Day. We're speaking to different actuaries around the globe to get their views and perspectives on the profession. And I'm very pleased to be accompanied today by Zainal Kassim, President of the Actuarial Society of Malaysia. Hi Zainal.
Hi, Ron. Actually,
Yeah.
can I just correct you? Ex-president of the Actuarial Society of Malaysia.
Past president of the Actuarial Society.
Past president of the Actuarial Society of Malaysia.
But certainly someone with a lot of experience. So could you tell us a bit more about what the International Actuaries Day mean to you and for the profession in Malaysia? So let us know more about what is happening over there.
Well, I think firstly, no, the actuarial profession is something which is quite new as far as Malaysia is concerned. I qualified in the mid-80s, and at that point of time, there were only a handful of actuaries in Malaysia. Now there are more than 100. So I think, the International Actuarial Association, or if you like, the actuarial community, as far as the developing country goes, is developed significantly. In the early 80s, if you ask someone down the road what an actuary is, they will just look at you in puzzlement. So I think we've gone a long way. I think the actuaries are now very much appreciated, especially in terms of our contribution to social security, to the insurance industry. And later part of the last century, actuaries were getting more involved in general insurance. So we're getting a full spectrum of involvement of actuaries from more or less nil to something quite significant. So I think we've gone a long way as far as actuaries in developing countries are concerned.
Okay, now that's great to hear. And could you tell us a bit more about your participation within the IAA activities and what you gain of it?
Well, I think in terms of IAA, I think that where you should be coming from is from the perspective of the contribution of actuaries to the global kind of insurance, social security kind of development. Okay, so for myself, I have used my experience as an actuary because I've been nearly 40 years already as an actuary. So I've used, over that period, I've used my experience in actually helping other developing countries to actually evolve the insurance industry, the social security structure. And this is something I think that, is very much appreciated because if you were basically to build your expertise in a developing country, you're able to actually put yourself in the position of that I wouldn't say client, but the effectively the users of your services from another developing country, because effectively we need to appreciate that first of all people don't really understand fully what actuary's contribution is. So you have first to actually explain where is it you fit within the ecosystem of the insurance and social security structure. And then secondly, to actually understand where they're coming from. Because, when we talk about actuarial science in the developed world, you are looking at the developed capital market, developed basically insurance industry. But when you go to developing countries, those two ecosystem might not be there as yet. So you have to actually approach, the role or the what's the word I should use? We should basically use our experience in terms of developing those industry or those sectors, if you like, from your own kind of country and apply it based on the stage of development of those countries. So I think that's something which actuaries from developing countries have an advantage over, because you need to understand the basic infrastructure in the country that you're providing advice to. Does that make sense?
Yeah. What is the reason you became involved as, or let's say you've chosen to become an actuary? What is it? 40 years ago, you mentioned?
Yeah. I mean, as I said, 40 years ago in Malaysia, 50 years ago in Malaysia, basically, because the journey started 50 years ago.
Yeah.
When basically more or less 50 years ago, when basically I completed my high school and was deciding basically what to do next. And then I got to know that at that point of time, there was no Malaysian actuaries at all, zero. And, it was something that I saw that could contribute to the development of the country. And also, of course, in terms of the prospects of an actuary, it seems quite good, because at the point in time, I think globally as well, the number of actuaries are pretty small. And the insurance industry was very much underdeveloped in Malaysia. So at that point of time, there was something at the back of my mind that I should consider. And when I graduated from university in 1978, at that point of time, I decided that yes, it's something I would do. So to that extent, I'm fortunate that I came into the industry very early on, whereby effectively, your involvement is quite broad, because if you look at new actuaries these days, they tend to be quite limited. You are the pricing actuary, you're a valuation actuary, you're a pension actuary, you're a social security actuary. But because of the fact that, when I started off, there were not many actuaries in my country, I was fortunate enough that I was able to get involved in all of it. So I've got experience in investments, in pensions, in insurance. And that I think is something is very useful, because when you look at the role of the actuary, looking at the whole spectrum. Yes, please go ahead.
Sorry for interrupting you, because we would like it to keep it close to 5 minutes. So thank you very much for your time today and sharing your thoughts and getting a better perspective, for us at least, of the situation in Malaysia. Yeah. And everybody, please don't forget to continue watching more of these videos and stay tuned for information about the event of the September 2nd, and have a great day. Thank you.
Have a great day. Thank you very much.